Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. It's time for the online, the good, the bad, and the odd online dating podcast, right? I'm your host, Craig Palmer. My co host should be joining us shortly, Ms. Duhart. But nevertheless, I want to thank everybody. Wish everybody a happy new year who are watching on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Okay. So, what's tonight's topic? Right. Tonight's topic is what have we learned in 2025 that will allow us to be successful in 2026? Right. Because every year we learn something new, right? So what did we learn from 2025? Good eve.
Hello, how are you?
Happy New Year.
Likewise, sexy. How was your New Year's?
My New Year's was good. You know what? Pretty uneventful. Just hung out with the boys, and we drank some fake Welch's. I'm gonna call it fake champagne.
Gotcha.
And you know what? We just talked about the new year, and it was, you know what? I enjoyed it because we just kind of
Good.
sat there and watched Dick Clark, Rockin' Eve, and so it was cool.
Nice.
So, how
Okay.
was yours?
Apologies for my tardiness. I was having some technical difficulties with my laptop tonight, but we're good now.
No problemo. And in fact, yeah, there was some issues we had. Good evening, Miss Cobb. All right. So, I think I've fixed them going forward. Everyone should be able to see us on YouTube live. It also is live on Facebook and it's also live on TikTok. So, welcome, 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 everyone. Don't forget to pick up your copy of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd online dating book. You're going to see a lot of that on TikTok in 2026. So don't be crazy about it, but you're going to see it. It's going to be hitting you in the head like every day. So, so anyway, tonight's topic is what did we learn in 2025 to make 2026 relationships successful? And then I had another topic I wanted to discuss, right, which is should we cut away the old when we meet the new, right? And I had a very
Well,
interesting
that's going to be
conversation.
very interesting.
You know what? This is, and I wonder if she's watching, right? So anyway, I have a female friend that I'm really cool
Okay.
with, right?
Okay.
And she reached out to me um, to ask me about some computer stuff, some marketing stuff, and we talk from time to time, right? So anyway, I called her, to wish her happy New Year's and to say, hey, what's going on? And she says to me, I can't talk to you anymore. And I said, you can't talk to me anymore. I said, what's going on, Miss King? So I said, you can't talk to me anymore. Why? She's like, well, I've met someone and I don't think it's fair that I should be talking to someone that I used to talk to. And it
Oh, y'all
really,
was serious like that? Y'all relationship was like that?
no, no, I mean, we're just friends. I mean, there's nothing
Okay.
going on between the two of us. I mean, it wasn't like I was trying to like hit on her or say, yo, let's go out to dinner or nothing like that. It was nothing like
Right.
that. Just solely friends. But
Gotcha.
I'm thinking that maybe some women, now you tell me if I'm wrong here. If you're dating a guy and he says to you, you can't I think I kind of know your answer. So you correct me if I'm wrong. because you cut off your whole crew. So you tell me if
When did I cut off my whole crew?
your list.
I know, but when did I do it?
Okay, so let's backtrack then. So
Okay.
if you meet a guy, you're talking to him, at what point, like, do you say to other guys, I can't talk to you anymore because I'm seeing someone else or I'm dating someone? At what point do you do that?
When he's uncomfortable.
Okay, and if he's never uncomfortable, then you don't.
No.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's the case. Because for me, I don't care if a woman is still in contact with a guy that she dated in the past, because that's the past, right? Like, what difference does it make? I'm assuming you're with me because you want to be with me. So why
Exactly.
would I be intimidated by someone that you dealt with in the past, right? But it
And
just
that's what I say.
and it really took me back because she was like, the way she did it was so abrupt. It was like, well, I'm talking to someone and I don't think it's right and I can't talk to you no more. And I'm like, okay, good luck with your relationship. Like, man. Um, so I don't think that anyone, listen, relationships end, right? And
She said, I
so
don't ever.
yeah, I don't, I mean, relationships end. So, I mean, if you had a good relationship, and I'm talking about like a friendship with someone, and maybe it didn't evolve into a relationship, you know what I mean, like a romantic relationship. But if it's something that you're like friends and stuff like that, why should you kick them in the ass
So, and
for?
that's, I think that's where the line needs to get drawn. So I know, for instance, with my fiance, his perspective is if it's somebody that I've ever slept with in the past, he doesn't want me to ever have any kind of relationship with them, period. And he wanted me to cut it off very abruptly. But I also thought it was a double standard because the way he cuts things off with people is he ghosts them. Whereas I feel like if I should be able to, need to have a conversation to cut it off. And he's like, well, why do you care? I'm like, because I'm not 16 anymore, and I'm not trying to break people's hearts. Like, we're grown adults here, like,
Right,
with kids and feelings, and we were thinking about marriage and the future. This isn't like, oh, I don't want to go with you anymore. So I felt a conversation needed to be had,
right.
about it. And so, but I didn't care if he had female friends, but I'm like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you gonna ask that of me, you got to be able to do it yourself. And he's like, well, Dave, I've never slept with them. It don't matter.
Hmm.
I'm like, if you want me to cut my friends off, because I can sleep with a guy and then we can just be friends and never sleep with you ever again. Like, I can totally do that. And he's like, that's because you're a dude. I'm like, that's not true. I think a lot of women are like that we can take the emotion out of sex. And I think guys just assume that we can't.
I'm gonna say I think most women can't.
Oh, that is so sexist, Craig.
But I'm being honest. I think most
It's
women.
not. I mean, we need some ladies to weigh in on this because I definitely don't agree. You should make that a poll.
Okay. So we have a couple of people watching. So let me ask them, the audience. Do you think women, if a woman breaks off with a guy, so the question is, so let me make certain I have the question correct. If a woman breaks up with a guy, she can separate her emotional side and just be friends. Is that right? Okay. So the question is out to you guys and in TikTok as well.
Because I'll give you an example. I had a best friend. I mean, we literally went to high school together. And just like everybody else, we reconnected on Facebook. And so, it was really good catching up with him. But yet we slept with each other like way in the past. But I'm not interested in him. And he became my best friend during the time that my husband passed away. And I was traveling to New Jersey. I always had a place to stay. He's like, yo, just swing by here if you need a place to stay. You need to get away from your family. Because he knows my family can be overwhelming. I can absolutely go in his house. As a matter of fact, he and I are such good friends. I bet you I could sleep in the same bed with him and we not have sex. And he would totally respect me. I have male friends that I know would never disrespect me. Ever.
Okay. All right. So I mean, the audience says yes. That I guess they can, just be friends with the person. I think, I mean, I know from a male standpoint, once I've established that you're just a friend and
Mm-hmm.
you're in the friend zone,
Mm-hmm.
I think I can keep it just friends,
Mm-hmm.
because there are emotions involved, and as you get older, you realize that because there are emotions involved, you don't want to hurt the person's feelings, especially if you care for them, right? If you've gotten to know them a little bit, you like them, you care for them, or whatever. So, it's kind of better to make them aware that
Yes.
you're at that point where it's just friendship, right?
But I think everybody can pretty tell. I mean, pretty much tell. We're adults. You can see how the conversation might shift. You're no longer talking sexy to the person, but you're still enjoying each other's company. You're still talking to each other every day.
Hmm.
Still, hanging out in some form. I think that the relationship is kind of backpedaled to just a friendship. And
Hmm.
then if you didn't value the relationship, then you would just stop calling the person altogether. But because you value the friendship or you value the person themselves,
Hmm.
then you just continue going in that manner and you pretty much just never bring it up again. I don't feel as though
Hmm.
there needs to be a conversation. Oh, we're never going to have sex again. I don't think that that's correct. I wouldn't do that. Because I mean, like you said, sometimes relationships might come to an end in the future. And
Hmm.
hey, this has been a best friend in my corner all these years. That's where my fiance came from. He was a good friend on the side while I was grieving my husband. And there you
Hmm.
go. I don't let go of people, and especially when they're good to me.
Hmm.
And men, there's some really good men out
He
there.
had his eye on you a long
Shut it
time.
up. I'm not even. I'm not even going
He
there with
had
you.
his
But
eye
now,
on
hold
you.
on. But I'm about to prove your point for a minute, though, right?
Uh-huh.
And I want to get your opinions on this.
Uh-huh.
So my fiance took this girl's virginity back when they were young,
Hmm.
and they were dating, and they broke up. Then he met his wife, and he married her, got divorced, whatever. After they got divorced, he got back with old girl.
Hmm.
And then he meets me and he breaks up with old girl again. And then she wants to keep hanging around. I'm like, no. Now you being disrespectful because and I guess in her mind, she's like, oh, well, every time he's available, he picks me back up. First of all, you stupid. You need to just stop being a pickup because he's using you. He's clearly hasn't married you in all these years. But in her case, she's very emotionally attached to him. And I was like, at
Hmm.
this point, you really got to just block her and let her go because now this is not conducive to your life, period, going forward. Because she's gonna keep trying to come back in your life anytime it's a problem.
Gotcha.
Now, in that instance, that's when I put my foot down. And I'm like, you gotta block her. I don't care that she lives in the Philippines. And then all of a sudden, she shows up back in Virginia a couple days ago while me and him were on a date. And she gonna text him, talk about something. Oh, my bad. I thought I was texting somebody else because your digit was one digit off from theirs. Girl, you know what you're doing. Like this, we not playing these games. I'm like, you know exactly what you're doing. I think women can be much more snakes than men can be. Because, like you told me, men will always, exactly, I agree with you. She needs some self esteem. Like you told me that, a man will always pick you back, like take you back if you leave them. They're always going to look for. We had this conversation like on the last podcast, remember?
Uh, well, let's be clear, okay? In
If you
some,
ended on a good note, that guys would be willing to.
yeah, I mean, well, I mean, if you haven't moved on, I
Okay,
think.
no, no. So, okay, let's go back to my roster I told you about, right? My
Hmm.
number fives. So, out of my number fives, three of them wanted to marry me.
Hmm.
One became just a friend, and I ended up just getting rid of the other one because he was
Hmm.
uncircumcised. And he kept wanting to send me pictures. Like, please stop. No.
Please don't mention uncircumcised again. That's like
Shut
a.
up, Greg. So I had to, my fiance he waited very nicely. He's like, okay, I'm not gonna be just some kind of punching bag. He's like, you need to make a decision out of me and these two other guys. And all three of them knew about each other. All three of them knew about each other. So I did go to them and I said, listen, my fiance wants to, rekindle our relationship and get back together. One's heart was broken like forever. The other one went back to his wife. But since he went back to his wife, he emails me every other day. He's like,
Hmm.
oh, I wish we could have had a goodbye. Oh, I wish we could have still seen each other. Like, why do you go back to your wife if you still emailing me? Like you already like, and the funny thing about it is, I called him one day to actually break up with him over the phone, and
Hmm.
my phone went to it kept going to voicemail. So I was like, "Hey, did you block me?" I said, I just wanted to, make sure everything was good. And he's like, yeah, I went back to my wife, when I found out you went back to your fiance and I had to make some changes. Okay, so why are you emailing me? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
what
listen.
changes did you really make? Did you just make the changes in person? So that's why I can't. I mean, just on paper, but not in your
Mhm.
heart. No, I can't. I can't with people. So I think men are more emotionally attached than women are, is my point. I think they get way more emotionally attached.
Mm,
Men over 40,
I was gonna say maybe in certain instances, because when you're
hmm,
between, I'm gonna say 21 and
I take that
35.
back. Because they were both, all three of those potentials were under 40. One was 39, one was 36, and then my fiance is 33. So it's men over 30 are very, very sensitive and emotionally attached.
Mm, I can only speak for myself and
Well,
the
because
friends
you're
that I
grown and
know.
sexy, Craig. You're like,
I
you're
don't,
grown and sexy. You got it together.
it's like I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, there's a point where, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. You could be into someone, but you gotta kind of be in control of your emotions. I think I'm kind of. Let me first thank my daughter's mother, because she's the one that has taught me to be in complete control of my emotions.
Hmm.
Because when I was with her, I was head over heels in love, right? Head over heels in love. I was doing
Was it
really,
puppy love or was it real love?
I call it real love. I mean, we got a kid
Okay.
out of it, right? And
No, you can get a
and
kid out of sex, but go ahead.
and you know what? What I learned by dealing with her, she dealing with her was like a glass of cold water in your face. You know how I mean? It's like it snaps you out of it, right? And
Brings you
by
back to
dealing
reality.
with her, ever since I dealt with her, it has allowed me to control my emotions more effectively. Like I mean, I know I can love again. Don't get me wrong, but
Hmm.
what I also know is that head over heels love where I'm doing dumb shit. Excuse my language. That will never happen again.
So you didn't have that with your wife?
No, not doing dumb stuff. No, I love
Okay.
her.
Well, I listen.
And
I'm not gonna say anything because that was my second husband. My first husband was your daughter's mom. That bipolar, narcissistic man, ruined me for anybody else. I refuse to argue with anybody. I refuse to give them any emotion. Matter of fact, I didn't even fall in love with my second husband until we were married for 8 years. It was more just like this is the right thing to do. He's got kids. He needs help. I've got kids. I love him. He's attractive, but I wasn't stupid in love with him until after 8 years.
right.
And then, he died right at 17. But my fiance has me feeling like I'm a teenager again. It's like I never ever thought I could be this type of in love again.
Hmm. And I mean, listen, there are instances where you are involved with someone where you have butterflies, right? Like you get excited to see them. When you see them, you're happy, all that kind of stuff. But I'm talking about to that point where you're like head over heels, gaga, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, uh, uh, I'm gonna just say
No,
I
so you know
don't.
how I know when I'm stupid in love with a person? It's like, so this is what I love about us. You're black and Puerto Rican, I'm black and Puerto Rican, he's black and Puerto Rican. So the way I know that I'm stupid in love with somebody is not the little girl butterflies. It's that I want to F you up when you piss me off and then just like tie you down. Like I want to kidnap you or like beat you up. We were at his apartment one day and we were arguing. I don't know what happened, Craig. A picture came off the wall and went flying. I have never thrown anything in my life. I was
Okay.
like, you make me crazy. When they make you crazy and obsessed, then they bring
So
that Latin
I don't
side.
know. I mean, if I ever get like that, please, if you ever see me like that, please say, see, I told you so. Something, because there's when you're like head over heels in love, you just do dumb stuff,
dumb,
right?
dumb stuff.
And you be
Dumb
like,
stuff.
why did I do that? Right? And so, I mean, I just don't foresee myself doing dumb stuff again. Now, will I be head over heels in love with someone at some point? Of course, but not to the point like I was with my daughter's mother doing dumb stuff.
Hmm.
Like when I say
How old
dumb
were
stuff,
you?
at the time I was like 30, right?
Okay.
Um, because just give you an example, like I was missing class. Like at the time I was in
Mm-hmm.
college, and I was missing school to go hang out with her. That's
Hmm.
dumb,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it was just like all I know is I wanted to like be with her, and school lost
24/7. Yep.
right, it lost its like zest, right?
Hmm.
So, but like now, I don't know. I just don't foresee that really ever happening again.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, well, I mean, you saw my fiance, he took off for like a month
mhm.
to come and stay with me and help me with my kids. Like, yeah, you do some crazies
Well, he was
when
he
you
was
head over here for
determined to
stuff.
win the prize. Listen, any guy
What?
who takes his girlfriend's kids to school, he's determined. I'm sorry. Like like he gets a feather. He gets a feather in his cap for that because I'm sorry.
Well,
If you
well,
don't know him,
to be fair, I was dating this guy and we were only dating a month and he took off to take my kids to school too for me. So, but he was trying to move in with me. He was like, "Baby, you not feeling well. You have a migraine tonight. How about you go to bed early? I'm just gonna call out of work in the morning. I'm gonna sleep in the guest room, and I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna take the kids to school. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go home tonight and pack me a bag, and I'm gonna come back in the morning." And from Jacksonville, mind you, so he
mhm,
lived 45 minutes away from me. Went home, packed a bag, came back by 6 o'clock in the morning, took them to
mhm.
school, came back after work and stayed the night, and then took them back to school in the morning. And he was like, "Well, I might as well just take off tomorrow so that I don't have to do the back and forth."
And this is why I said I can't get in. I'm sorry. I am not taking a woman's kids to school. That is not.
Why?
It's not.
Those are acts of love. Those are acts of, when your love language is acts of service, then yes, you would do that. Why wouldn't you?
Maybe I would say I might pay for the lift, but
Oh my
you
God.
feel me? No, that's not happening.
But when
But
you're in love with somebody, you said you do stupid stuff, you want to spend all day with them.
right, and that's what I said. I ain't doing no dumb stuff no more. That's
And
what.
not only did he take my kids to school, he came back in the morning, gave me a foot massage, made me breakfast.
What?
Shout out to Titus. Miss you, boo.
I mean, listen. Like I say all the
Just
time,
playing. I would never disrespect my fiance like
go ahead
that.
and it's all
But
right.
he's a good catch. I mean, if anybody's looking for a good guy, he's a really good guy. I would love to hook him up with somebody. He just not as good as my fiance.
Wow. Okay, listen. Shout out to
And
those
I met
people.
him on no, I met him on A&M. The guys I meet on A&M are the most chivalrous because
Who
they're
is
used to being married.
Madison?
It's Ashley Madison. The Ashley Madison is more than just if you're trying to cheat on your spouse, because that's what I thought it was.
Hmm.
It's for dating. It's for finding people who've been married before. And so you can change your parameters. And I put it to I'm single, looking for single people,
Hmm.
or people who are transitioning out of a marriage, like they just got divorced and they just kind of want to just have a
Hmm.
friend. So I love Ashley
Hmm.
Madison because there are men who really know how to take care of a family or know how to take care of a woman. And I've gotten some
Hmm.
of my best relationships either out of Ashley Madison or Hinge.
Well, I'm gonna say, I mean, at least from what I saw from Ashley Madison was, and this is what I read. Ashley Madison, they said is more of like a hookup site. You know what I mean?
But so
Where
is Tinder, but
well, Tinder
that wasn't
too.
my experience.
Yeah.
My experience on Ashley Madison, the men that I found were not trying to hook up immediately, like they weren't. But on
Hmm.
Match, it's like they wanted to send you all kinds of inappropriate pictures immediately.
Hmm.
But you can set your parameters on Ashley Madison. You can absolutely go in there and say, I just want a casual relationship, or I'm just looking for, a partner to cheat on my spouse with. But I think all sites are kind of like that. I'd rather
Hmm.
you be open with me about what you're doing. I could be like, okay, no. Or
Hmm.
some people that say, hey, my marriage is kind of, rocky. I'm just looking for somebody to talk to. I'll talk to you all day long because I know I'm not going to cheat on you. I mean, help you cheat on your spouse. I'll be a friend and I'm going to
Hmm.
support her side. But no,
And
I
for
like Ashley Madison, if I'm being
those
honest.
folks watching on TikTok, if you want to join in the conversation, feel free to go to the Good, the Bad, and the Odd Online Dating Podcast on YouTube, and you can actually type in your comments. Because with TikTok, the comments come in so quickly, it's hard for me to to really comment on TikTok unless you say something that stands out. But generally, if you go to YouTube, I can actually see your comments on screen.
I wonder
So
if I go on TikTok and look you up, I can see some of the comments that are
Well,
coming
we know
through.
you want to be a girl.
Let me see if I can mute this.
yeah,
All right, let me go on. It's under Craig Palmer, right?
Craig Palmer, yeah,
All right, let me search you. But go ahead while I'm searching you.
yeah. So okay, so now let's transition for a moment. Okay, so we said here, what have we learned in 2005 to
Okay,
make
so we
2006
said here,
relationships
what did we learn
Yeah.
in
I'm
2005?
sorry, let me turn down the volume. I found you.
yeah. So, well, let me say one of the things I learned. One of the things that I learned about 2005 is that
2025.
2025 is you've got to give, just because someone appears to have everything you're looking for, you have to give it more time, right? Because things are going to creep up over time if you give it more time. If you jump into things very quickly, right, you're going to, because, early part of 2025, I met someone, and I mean, I thought, man, she was checking off a lot of the boxes, right? But then I started seeing some really unusual things.
Such as,
And- All right, like, for instance, have you ever heard of anyone say you can't fry chicken in the house? Have you ever heard anyone say you can't fry anything in the house?
I've heard some people say they don't like the smell of grease, but
Hmm.
very, very few and far in between. And they're usually not our color people.
Hmm.
So, but it's not common. But yeah, why? That's what she said?
Yeah, she like you can't fry chicken in the house. I'm like, what?
Why? Did she give an explanation?
Well, she doesn't like the smell of fried chicken in the house. I'm sorry, I kind of like the smell of fried chicken in the house. Right?
Do she eat fried chicken?
Yes, she eats fried chicken, but she don't like the smell of fried chicken in the house.
Did she have like a sensory processing issue? I mean, is there something wrong with
No,
her?
no, no. And I'm like, what? I just found that to be kind of unusual, right?
Very much
And
so. I mean, I don't know.
and then like another woman, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna probably add this as something to be mindful of when I update the book, right? Which is women with pets, right?
Okay.
Because I treat my pet like a pet, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
My dog has never been in my bedroom. Like he's never been in my bedroom whatsoever, right? And and I don't know if there's guys that do this. Correct me if I'm wrong, because maybe there's some people out there that know. But are there guys that sleep in the bedroom with their dogs? Because
Yes. Oh,
really,
absolutely. A lot of
because
men sleep with their dogs.
she slept in the bedroom with her dog.
A lot more women sleep with their dogs, and it also depends on the size of the dog.
The dog is big.
Yeah, I
Right.
know a lot of men that sleep with their dogs,
Really?
especially if they have girl dogs. I don't know why, but they just do. And like the guys I dated that have female dogs, I mean, I'm talking about pits. They cook for them, like literally hand cook. Like I was talking to this one guy out in West Palm Beach. Matter of fact, it was Pompano Beach, and he was a barber, owned his own shop.
Hmm.
This dude, I went on a date with him. We stopped at his house first. He said, "Do you mind if I stop at the house and feed my dog?" I'm like, "Oh, sure." He's like, "Do you want to meet her?" Okay. We go in the house. Dude pulls out beef bacon
Hmm.
and vegetables and some chicken breast. And he puts it on the stove and he's sauteing it and da-da-da-da, and then he sits it down for her. I'm
Well, first of all, just for the record, there's a reason why they say you don't give pets human food. right? Because even though dogs, they're like humans, right? Like they have emotions, they're lovable, and all that kind of stuff. Pets, there are a lot of food that doesn't agree with pets, and then that's how they get worms, right? Like they'll get sick. So
Yeah.
that's why they suggest you give dogs dog food, right? Don't give them.
There's a lot of controversy on that, but I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
Well, yeah, you know what?
I
Because
mean,
I've
I'm
seen
not. Hmm?
when I was a kid, we used to have a German Shepherd, and we used to give him Ali. We used to give him like real food, and he would have like, listen, not to be vulgar, but some of the stuff that came out of you know, his rear end
Yeah, you
was
you ruin their stools. There's not
right,
consistency if you don't feed them the same
right,
thing consistently.
exactly, exactly. Because dog food does something else. Not only is it supposed to be nutritional for dogs, but it also cleans out their stomachs. You
Right.
know what I mean? Of like worms and all this other kind of stuff. So there's a reason why, they specifically gear dog food for dogs.
Yeah, it's a lot more work too if you feed your dog human food. Because I used to with my when I was breeding Pekingese, I used to
Hmm.
feed her a very strict diet, but only because she was AKC bred and they fed her. She was a baby from a AKC.
Hmm.
Forget the name of it, but so I had to feed her that. But you also have to clean their teeth more regularly. It's a lot more work that you have to do to
Yeah.
maintain a dog like that.
You know
But
what? And I get that too. You know what I mean? You got to take dogs. Like dogs are like people. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You
they
got
are.
to
They and yep,
doctor. You got to
they're like little
clean their
babies.
teeth. You know what I mean? Like they. I mean, like it's hard to imagine a dog with arthritis, but dogs get arthritis.
They get all of it. You got dogs with allergies,
Like
but
what?
it was a little creepy. Like when the dog be following you around and you be trying to dance or do whatever, and like we were just chilling. I was dancing in his apartment while he was cooking food for her, and then she kept trying to come up to him, and I'm like, this dog got to go. Like she is
Yeah.
like,
So I think sometimes, that's one of the things that I learned that you've got to give it more time and you've got to see a person in their own environment, right? Like, there before you kind of get all head over heels in someone and all that kind of stuff, see them in their environment.
well, that's
Sometimes,
why, for me specifically, when I start getting really serious with somebody, I do
mhm,
more at home dates. I do more Netflix and chill, or come to my house, let's fight, like the fire pit, or,
mhm,
or do activities with your children, my children. That way you can get to see them out of more just romantic environments. Like you
uh,
need to start changing up the atmosphere that is not just romance when you start going out
right.
on dates. Like do some, almost dates or accidental dates, or, like today we were driving and stopped at the farmers market and they had ice cream. Like get out, have some ice cream, sit down on the bench a
Mhm.
little bit. You get to see a person outside of a typical element, and then you can learn those quirky things about like how she didn't want you frying chicken in the house. That's just stupid.
And listen, the other thing that I learned in 2005, and I learned this before 2025, but 2025 has reiterated this, which is you want to really get to know someone, go away with them. It is a great opportunity to really get to know them, how they conduct their business, you know,
That's true.
do you have, because I mean, listen, when you were hanging out with someone on a daily basis, I guess, you know, sometimes conversation can be pretty general, right? It's kind of like, how was your day? Oh, it was fine. I went to work today. I took the kids this, like it's kind of like a general conversation. But once you go away with someone, you can't ask them how was work yesterday. You didn't go to work yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, how's the kids? Well, the kids ain't here, right? So now you're having to have conversations about other things. And that's when you get an opportunity to see, okay, are we, because to me, the number one thing is communication, right? Because
But
ultimately,
not just. Let me pause 1 second. Not just communication with you, but how they communicate with other people too. I think that's extremely important.
well, yeah, how to communicate, because I mean, I think communicating with others shows kind of like it shows more of their personality, right?
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
there was this woman that I had went on a date with, and she chewed out the manager, right? And she chewed out the manager for no reason, right? because the manager basically, we had went to what's the steakhouse? Outback. We went to
Okay.
Outback, and Outback normally closes at 11, and
Mm-hmm.
so we had got there around 8:45, and the manager said, "We're closing at 9, right?" And so I said, 9? Why are you closing at 9? He says, because I have no staff, right?
Uh,
The staff was sick, and they had, I think like one cook in the back or whatever. And he was like, so we're closing early. And when I tell you, so then he said, listen, we're closing for people to dine in, but if you want to order something to take with you, you can do that, right? And
nice.
so I said, okay, let's do it. And she chewed this manager up and spit him out, right? And I'm like, well, it's understandable. He doesn't have staff,
Right.
and one waitress could not handle the entire restaurant, right? And so I was just like in shock. But it taught me something about her, her personality and
Mm-hmm.
how she dealt with, situations. And so, you kind of want to see those things.
Absolutely. You have to be able to be in those different environments to see, especially if that's going to be part of your lifestyle with that person is going out to eat with them. I like to see how my fiance talks to his friends on the phone. I always give him the freedom to answer the phone in front of me. I let him make that decision. I don't ever want him to feel like if we're together, oh, he has to have 100% of my time.
Hmm.
So and I listen to him and I laugh at him, half the time when he's talking to people, but I'm like, oh my God, dude, you're a salesman. When I listen to him talk to, different things. But I also think that you need to hear or see your interest in a way that they handle conflict. I don't believe in asking them the question, oh, how do you handle conflict or how do you handle anger? You need to see them in a real life environment when that
Hmm.
comes up. And I love when he answers customer service calls, or he's handling the customer service because he's diplomatic and he's very dignified.
Hmm.
I've seen some people go off and it's like it makes me uncomfortable with the way that they're treating somebody else.
Hmm.
I don't feel like you should ever belittle another human being. And so if I'm with someone that does that, I'm looking at you like, are you going to ever talk to me that way? Are you going to
Right.
talk to my kids that way? So I want to see how you are with other people when you're angry,
Right.
and you're upset. I don't want you to
It's
tell
funny.
me. I want to see it.
Last night I went to Popeyes, right? And in fact, I didn't do it today, and in fact, but I will do it on Friday when I have some time to
Okay.
call corporate because the Popeyes was so poorly run, right? And let me tell you what the woman says to me, right? My son wanted to add something to the order after the fact, after we got to the window, right? So I said to her, I say, hey, listen, can you add two more chicken wraps to the order? You know what she tells me?
No.
You can get on the back of the line, right? Right. I said, what? I said, get on the back of the line. Are you nuts? She's like, well, we're not supposed to take orders from the window. I said, what are you talking about? I've seen people
Like
add
you can't
orders.
add it to my current order.
Right, exactly. Right. She's like, you got to get on the back of the line. That's what the manager told me. I said, oh, that's what the manager told you? Wonderful. Let
You
me
were
speak to the
clairvoyant
manager.
before you even asked her.
I said, let me talk to the manager. Right. So the manager comes over and she's like, yeah, we're not supposed to take orders at the window. Right. So I said to her, are you certain that's the policy? Because just understand something. I'm going to call corporate in the morning and I'm going to confirm what you said. So are you sure that's the policy? Right? And she says, hold on. She calls her manager, right? And her manager says, take his order.
Exactly, because you're gonna be a problem
Right. And so, she takes my order, and then, which is what she should have done the first time.
from the
Took my
beginning.
order and just told, like they tell most people, listen, go wait in the parking lot. I'll bring it out to you. Right. And I
Right.
get it. There's a time frame, when you go to a drive through, they have to complete the orders by a certain time frame, which I
I get it.
understand. So, all right. So, no problem. Let me, get out the way, let you get more orders. But am I going to get back on the line again? That's dumb. That's not
Right.
happening. Right. But anyway, so what did you learn about because I mean, you're the one that's engaged and stuff like that. So what did you learn? You know?
So if I'm being honest, what I learned in 2025 is that there are a lot more good men out there than there are bad. Sometimes you can get on these reality shows or get online and see things being posted, and depending on your algorithm, and you can just think that, oh my God, dating is going to be so horrible and people are going to be horrible and this is bad and that is bad and don't try it. But I actually quite enjoyed dating in
Hmm.
2025, if I'm being honest. It was a perfect distraction. While I was grieving my husband, and I don't
Hmm.
care about people's opinions on that. Yes, I did start dating immediately after my husband passed away.
Hmm.
Um, and like the men that I met some really good men. I mean, white, black, Asian, Indian. There's just some really good men out there that
We might have to get you to write a book because I'm telling you, the women are saying to you, listen, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen in the
no.
where they say someone has peed in the pool or something like that. Like they say,
No, I mean, I found a lot of men who have been emotionally intelligent. I found a lot of men that have been doing the work. They've been going to therapy. They're not afraid or, embarrassed to say that they've done the work. They're not afraid to say what part they played in the ending of their previous relationship. Now, don't get me wrong, some men over 40 and 50 are really freaky too. But I've been really impressed with how much men have been over communicating. And, because the last time I dated, I was in my 20s. I was like 26 the last time I dated, and it's like being 44 and 43, 44. I was 43 when I started dating again. And now I'm 44. I was really impressed with the men that I was meeting. I mean, and you, particularly just meeting you during that time period. Like, I've been so impressed with the caliber of men that I've come across. And that's what I learned in 2025. Like, I will advocate for a lot of men. Like, I've got a pocket full of men. I've got a black book, ladies. If you, I can vouch for these people.
like I said, we
Like,
might have to get you to write the book. The available men, right? Or should we say
yes,
1001 available men?
I really
1001
do. I
Dalmatians,
mean,
1001 available men.
and let me though, Craig, too. And back when I started dating my second husband in 2007, I was 27 and he was almost 30. No, I'm sorry. I was 26 and he was 29.
Hmm.
He was into sports. I mean, he had a great job, but it was sports this, and it's like TVs everywhere and video games and blah, blah, blah. Like the caliber of men now are so different. So different. It's like they want to have a conversation with you. They don't want you just for sex. They want to take you out. They want to see what you're really about. They're not looking for gold diggers, but they want to treat you like a princess too. Like, I'm just really enjoying this time period. If I'm being honest, it's been very enjoyable.
Now, these guys, you're meeting them online, obviously. So,
Yes, I mean, I met them all online, and the sites I use. I use
yeah,
Hinge, I use Match, and I use A&M.
Hinge, Match, and Ashley, what's the girl? Ashley what?
Ashley Madison.
Madison. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, listen, I'm a big advocate of online dating, obviously, because
Hmm.
I think that, quite honestly, it's the way to go. And in fact, when I was watching House Hunters on this weekend, there was this couple on there. Right? Did I send you a picture of the couple?
No.
No. Okay. I got to send you a picture of the couple. Right. There's this white dude. He looks weird as all hell. Right. He's a college professor, and
Hmm.
he's on there with this black chick. Right. And the black chick, not ugly.
Okay.
A little on the heavy side, but not ugly. Right. And they met online. They didn't mention which online dating site they met on. But
Hmm.
they said, they met on, they dated for a couple of years and they had been married for a year and a half. And they were looking to buy a a condo in Costa Rica, right? So, and he had a couple of dollars, so he had got some money from his parents, his inheritance, and
Hmm.
so he was looking to buy something with his inheritance. and she seemed like she was happy. I mean, it didn't look like she was head over heels in love with him, though. I have to admit, but he made her happy or whatever. They married and stuff like that. So listen, I'm a big advocate of people meeting online because it allows you to me vet the person, right? Because what happens is when you meet people online, you can kind of match up
Hmm.
the likes and dislikes, right? Like you
Hmm.
can eliminate people because they're smokers. You can eliminate people because they have a lot of kids, right? Like when I watch, and I don't watch this that often, but every blue moon, I'll see like a little snippet of like
Hmm.
Kendra G, right? And like I
Yeah.
watched Kendra G one day, and there's this woman on there. She got like four kids by four different dudes, right?
Okay.
I'm thinking, Jesus, like what? Like, and I'm sure there's gonna be some dude out there that won't care, right?
I
I'm
was talking to
sorry.
this dude who had 8 kids by 7 different baby moms.
Hmm.
That was
Once again,
disgusting.
there's gonna be some women out there that won't care. Um, when I hear something like that, what I hear is bad decision making. I mean, listen, I get that Nick Cannon is trying to repopulate the planet Earth. I totally get that, right? But Nick Cannon, listen, he's got, $100 million in the bank. So I can't be mad at some chick who decides, you know what, I ain't trying to work for the rest of my life. Let Nick Cannon put a baby in me and live the good life, right? And Nick Cannon isn't misleading anybody. You know what I mean? Like he tells these chicks, I'm gonna take care of you, I'm gonna take care of my babies and this and that, and he's taking care of all these kids. So I can't be mad at him, and I can't be mad at the women allowing him to impregnate them because they want to live the good life. But women who are having like 7 and 8 kids and 4 or 5 kids by different dudes and all that kind of stuff, I'm sorry,
But
no.
if the kids are being taken care of, what's the problem? I feel like that needs to be another subject that or another topic that we
Well,
discuss,
let me
when it
tell
comes
you
to
the
dating.
part.
Because if she's not looking for the next person to take care of these kids, what difference do it make to you?
Well, I'm gonna tell you. One, because it's the same reason why your fiance takes your kids to school. If you're involved with someone, you also are involved with their kids to a lesser
Right?
extent, right?
Okay.
And so I don't think I want to be involved with 4 and 5 kids. I don't want to be
But
involved with.
let me straighten something out to you, Mr. Palmer. I don't need my fiance to take my kids to school.
Mm-hmm,
I quite enjoy taking my kids to school,
mm-hmm.
but they all know that I'm not a morning person, and my kids got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm a princess. And this princess doesn't go to bed sometimes before 12 and sometimes 3 a.m. in the morning. So they're like, babe, you and I cook dinner for my men every night.
Mm-hmm,
I take care of my men. So that's
mm-hmm,
how they can take care of me. They'll take my kids to school.
mm-hmm.
It's not a
Okay.
requirement, and I don't need them to take care of my kids. My kids get money from their dad's death. They get survivor's benefits. So I don't need them to take care of my. I'm not looking for a paycheck.
Right.
My kids are well taken care of.
No, no,
You
no,
know.
and I totally get that. All I'm saying is, if you are having, you got to understand something. If a guy he has 7 or 8 kids by 4 or 5 different women, can a guy be in one place? Can he be in 5 or 6 places at one time? No, right?
Now that's the problem. If he has multiple kids, no, I'm not dating him if he has like too many children. But like my fiance has one child. But if she has multiple children, I don't think that that should be a problem for the man because I mean, yes, he's going to be supporting the household, but if they're already receiving child support or they have good relationships with their dads, or
Money
even if
here.
they don't, I don't see a problem,
What-
huh?
I mean, we're not talking about money here. We're talking about it's bad decision making.
To
Because
have 3 baby dads, it's bad decision making for me to have 3 baby dads.
I'm sorry, I'm keeping it real. If you got 5 or 6 kids by 4 or 5 different dudes, to me it looks like bad decision making. I'm sorry.
I
There's
have four
something wrong.
children by two different husbands. One of them is dead, so that wasn't my choice. The other one cheated on me, so that wasn't my choice. But yes, it was my choice that I decided to divorce him.
You were
But
born.
right, so that's my point. So I mean, you can still have multiple baby dads and not be married or be married. So I would literally be working on my third baby dad. I'm working on my third husband. I'm
Okay.
still young enough to
Would
have
you?
kids if I want to. I'm not.
Hold on. Would you? Um. Would you have 3 or 4 kids with a guy and not be married to him?
Hell no.
Thank you. That's my point.
Oh, you're
Listen.
talking about if they've never, but if the guy is still, no, hold on, because there are some people with trauma that I do know that they've lived together for 10 years. So they have common law marriages, but they don't have legal marriages. But
But
they
you
have
have
children by the
one
same.
guy. Yeah, one guy. Okay, I get it. If you have 4 or 5 kids by one dude, right, and it don't work out, and y'all never got married, so be it. Okay, wonderful. But if you have 4 or 5 kids by 4 or 5 different dudes, to me, that sounds like bad decision making.
To
Uh,
me, I think it was bad decision making on the part of the guy because clearly she extra fertile. So wrap it up, or she must got some of that good that nobody wants to wrap it up, and they don't care if they make a baby by her. So it's the guy's fault, not hers. Stop trying to put it on the
I'm
woman.
sorry. They're both gonna have to take a hit on this one, right? Or I'm gonna have to put more of the onus on the woman.
No,
Right?
I'm putting the onus on the man because she already. The first one don't count. Neither do the second one. The third and the fourth, you know what she was doing. You know she extra fertile. You
I have
know
but
this. So wrap it up.
the reason why I put it on the woman's the one that's carrying it for 9 months.
No, I would put it on the woman to a certain degree because she could go on birth control.
Right, that's my
But
point.
so can you. Use a condom. Use a rubber. Like if the guy is choosing not to, he has to. He knows he's gonna get her pregnant.
Right. And I'm a big advocate for contraception. I totally get that, and you're correct. But to be very honest with you, if this chick is fertile like that, I'm sorry, 4 or 5 kids.
Don't talk to her.
But
You know what you're getting into. And I
no.
feel like, but I genuinely feel like guys actually go after the women who have children because they're like, oh, it must be good. Oh, I know if I really want to have a baby, I can. Men are all about procreation. Don't they act like they don't want to pay child support and all that? Fine, but men always want to know that their name is going to live on. Men are so egotistical that they want to know they got a seed or offspring out there.
Okay, well then, I I got 2 sons. I'm good.
Because you got your boys. You got your boys. My husband wasn't giving up until we got our boys. We had four girls until we got our boys.
Hmm.
Speaking of which, one's trying to bother me right now. Go to bed. You got to get up for school in the morning. Coming in my office. He know better than that.
I'm like, I'm sorry. You know what? We could debate this. I'm sorry. The onus has to go on the woman.
You
But
always start the good topics at the
there's
end of the
another reason why
show.
the onus goes on the woman, because when something happens to the kid, they don't. The first thing is, where's the mother, right? That
And
usually
that's sexist.
most
That's horrible. People need to say, where's the father?
they need to, but they don't, right? Now, most women, in a lot of instances, in my case, obviously, I'm the custodial parent because my wife passed away. But in most
Exactly.
instances, the custodial parent is usually the mother. So think about it. You're having all these kids, and we're not talking about the money for a moment. Forget about the money for a moment.
Okay.
You got 4 or 5 kids, 4 or 5 different dudes. These dudes are wherever they are. These kids now don't have the father in their lives.
That's by the father's choice. A woman will always want her kids to have their father in their life,
Right,
unless she's being a jerk.
right. And listen, there's right. Of course, she wants the guy to be involved. Maybe he don't want to be involved. You got 4 or 5. I mean, listen. You're gonna have the guys now. Remember, you got 4 baby daddies. Each baby daddy's gonna pick up the kids on the weekend. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, it's just messy. It is just so
it's
messy.
true. It's true.
Uh,
You would have to really play it case by case basis.
yeah, I get that. I'm sorry. Like, there has to be a line, right? And I think women in particular have to kind of say to themselves, this is why, listen, there's a couple of women I know who don't have children. Now, they're in their, I'm going to say mid to late 40s, right? And I have nothing but the utmost respect for them
Why?
because they decided, you know what? If I don't meet a guy that's responsible, who's going to be there and all that kind of stuff, I'm not going to have a kid with them, right?
That's true.
Whereas, there's women out there, they knew the guy that impregnated them was a bum to begin with, right? And they still chose to, but I'm gonna have the baby anyway, right? And then thought, you know what, maybe he's gonna change because I'm having his kid. He was a bum when you got with him. Why would you think he would change?
Why would you not use contraception? I don't like if you're in the moment and you're just in that much of a need, use contraception. Like seriously.
And
I
like
don't
one guy I know, right? He started dating this woman that had 4 kids. Now, I'm gonna assume that the 4 kids she had was by the same guy. I can't speak because I'm not really certain about those particulars. But anyway, nevertheless, she got 4 kids. Now, he chose to deal with her, right? And then he gives her 2 more kids. Now she has 6, right? And now she's finding it difficult to manage the 6 because she don't, she's with the guy. He ain't trying to help her take care of the kids. So now she's got to figure out how to manage these 6 kids by herself, right? And is finding it difficult. Well, didn't you know it was going to be difficult if you had 2 more? She was having difficulty with the 4, and you decide to have 2 more. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I
that's
just find that.
irresponsibility. But I always feel like people who ain't got nothing else better to do are the ones that always have the most kids. Like watch TV or something.
No, come on.
Like get a hobby. Like do something. It's always the poorest people that have the most kids because they bored.
So what else did we learn? What else did we learn in 2025?
For me, I feel like that was it. And I learned which sites were the best for me. I learned that there's some really good men out there, and I learned that talking to 11 to 12 people was my max. 12 people at one time.
I mean, yo, you're a robot.
Listen,
Yeah, you
I
got
would have a date for lunch and then a date for dinner, like, and then I would have Sundays off.
you're a robot. Listen, I can't. I think I can only really talk to 2 people at once because there's just not enough hours in the day.
I get bored. I'm retired,
Mhm.
remember? So it's like I'm home. And I don't want anybody to have too much of my attention. I don't want any one person to have too much of my attention. So I talk to about 11 to 12 people at a time. And then I have my 5 that's in my roster.
You know what? We're gonna get this book written. I'm sorry. We're gonna get your book written because it's gonna be, very entertaining.
Very
Very
entertaining, if
entertaining.
nothing but the lead.
So let me just first say, everyone who's watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, all of that kind of stuff. And also follow us on TikTok. We'll be here every Wednesday at 9. We are no longer on Tuesdays at 9. It is Wednesdays at 9. And I think Wednesdays at 9 is better, to be honest with you, because it's kind of hump day. It's the middle of the week.
Everybody's
Most,
looking for something to do for the weekend. So it's
yeah,
like, let me figure out
like,
how to get into this guy's DM.
and you know what? We're gonna address that too next week. I'm gonna mention. I want to see because, one of the things that I've noticed, and you tell me if this really works. Like I've never gone into a woman's DM, right? But I'm noticing, like, a lot of people mention like, yo, just go into the person's DM and try to like rap to them, right? And I must admit, on TikTok, 2 women kind of reached out to me on TikTok. Now I didn't
Ooh,
even respond, but I'm just saying, like,
okay.
I'm kind of shocked. Like they sending me a little message. I'm like, what?
They thirsty for Mr. Palmer.
So I mean, does DMs really work?
It does. I've got like 30 sitting in my DMs right now. My
Mhm.
fiance was like, "Don't worry about it. I've been cleaning out for you." I'm like, "You've been going into my phone."
Wow. Okay. I'm like, because because me, like I told you, I want to kind of vet the person a little bit. If just rapping to someone that's in your DM and stuff like that, you don't
Go in
know
their
who.
profile, check them out, see if they're a legit person. First of all, make sure they're not, anybody that's fake, and then you get an idea of them, and then you can decide. I met two really good friends from two guys
Hmm.
coming into my DMs, but it was they found out we knew a lot of the same people up
Hmm.
north in Philly, and I met some two really good guys from
Okay.
them coming into
So,
my
so
DMs. I
we're
didn't
gonna
date them, but
discuss
they
this
were their
further.
friends. They're
We're
like
gonna
pen
discuss.
pals.
We're gonna discuss these DMs further next week. So join us every Tuesday at 9 p.m.
Wednesday, not Tuesday.
See? Thank you. Every Wednesday at 9 p.m. And if you want to participate in the conversation, feel free to go to the Good, the Bad, the Odd online dating podcast on YouTube. You'll also be able to watch this whole episode on that channel every week. You'll also be able to see some of the past episodes on there as well that I'm going to be uploading shortly. And if you have any questions or you want to, because I've had some viewers ask questions or topics that they would like us to cover, feel free to email me at craigpalmer25 at gmail.com. And, I'll bring it to my co host and we'll, discuss it. You have any questions, you want to make any suggestions or you need some advice, by all means, give us a holler. So I want to thank my co-host, the lovely Arena Duhad, and I want to thank everybody who watched on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. We will see you next Wednesday at 9. Have a good night, everybody.
Yes, good night.